Last spring, when Lance and I were discussing the possibility of bringing professionals to Huntington, we then began to ask ourselves, what film would we like to make?
When we were talking with the executive producer, wouldn't it be fascinating to take some of these stories that he has heard about from his Youth for Christ mentors and leaders that they have interviewed? I think they had 80 stories.
Jonathan Scales took the challenge and wrote a beautiful script.
I really hustled to find more support, more resources for the project, a lot of behind-the-scenes coordination. Worked with an animation student on the storyboard side. We storyboarded every scene out. Went through the scene analysis multiple times and made sure it worked, all the beats were right.
She's looking for stuff, and then she ends up over here. And she's gonna put the, I don't want her covering the mirror.
Okay, so this little cable here is when you're using the 5D battery plate. It plugs into here.
Lance and Dawn have done actually, I think, a fantastic job choosing the professional mentors. That is probably a much harder decision than you could imagine. It takes kind of a special interest in filmmaking and also a special temperament to be put in this situation where we're dealing with people who are literally maybe working on set for the very first time.
Here's this. We'll start with one at a time. Okay. You're gonna need this paper tape here. You're gonna put that over those windows. You're gonna need a razor blade as well to cut, or scissors.
I always thought that was where, like, medium body joint go.
I didn't know what to expect, to be perfectly honest. I know Don really well, but I still didn't know what to expect. I didn't know at what level the students would be. I'm pleasantly surprised with how good everyone is. Come Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. call, we hit the ground running, and we made some beautiful stuff, and it was pretty clear the students definitely are good at what they're doing. They're being taught well. They're eager to learn, so it was very nice to see the quality of the students and see how experienced they were, and even better than that is motivated. They were excited to be there, they're motivated to learn, they're motivated to help. That's the key in our business.
Roll camera. Speeding. Scene 6, hotel. Take 1, marker.
That was a real highlight for me, especially today, our last day of shooting. Really seeing them kind of come out, and at the very end, they were running the set on their own. It was great.
I just had a blast. I mean, everything I saw was just like a gift. You know, I felt so blessed to have professionals like Jim Orr from Duck Dynasty and Tom Sakura from Chicago with his grip truck, Holly doing the first AD, and Megan on costume, Anna doing makeup, Rich doing Video Village, and Dawn producing, and Jonathan Hicks with the whole production design, and just seeing every element work together as this cohesive body. I was very humbled by it.
This does appear to be powered by AC back, presumably this thing, so you can't do both.
Film production is like a temporary company where people come from all different parts of the industry to come together and make this project work and then go their separate ways. And so every time that happens, you have different people bringing in slightly different ways of doing things and different techniques. And it's always a learning experience, even for the professionals on the film.
And Dolly, action.
Production design on this film was awesome. Designer Jonathan did such a great job.
Detail was huge. We wanted extreme detail. Our red camera that's shooting at 4K was going to not miss a single thing because the detail is so amazing.
Every cinematographer knows you need something to shoot against that looks great. And if you have a space that's created on every set we did, every location we did and dressed was awesome.
At least 60% of these sets are the students' work with my influence and my notes to make adjustments, and then added on to that Jim's notes and Lance's notes and Dawn's and everyone else on the team just kind of saying, okay, well, what if we did this? It would look better if we had, and we keep adding various components to it.
Loosen these guys.
Look at this.
My role in the likeness project is primarily heading up the sound department, so I'm working with 3 other students, making sure that they understand proper boom technique and how to, mic up a person with lavs and kind of the things that you need to be paying attention to when you're monitoring audio, and how to position yourself on a set so that you're not in the way, but at the same time making sure that that end goal of providing the best quality audio possible is always being maintained, and having that always in the forefront.
Okay. always lock that puppet. These things are dangerous, rolling.
Yep.
You got the guys working.
Good.
Always watch what's happening to your dollar.
All right. Now, put the camera on.
And you
And
know
then
what,
we're gonna
TJ?
level.
I'd anticipate something right now. Before he puts it on, what do you think about this height for working?
Drop it lower for the camera. Yep.
Exactly. There you go.
Jim and Tom were all working together and keeping pace. How they worked with the students was just so great and so beneficial. Like, to me personally, they taught me how to use the dolly and how to operate all the track. And I know other kids have been getting a lot of know-how in the camera department. Hold on, I'm gonna just lower this for you guys.
I didn't think I'd be able to work with Jim or our DP that much. But once he came in and started practicing with the lights, Megan and I were there, and he was able to give us so many pointers.
Where is the camera shooting? What is gonna like break up the frame a little bit, add more interest, add more color in the right places. So it was really exciting working yesterday.
They're so generous when you really think about it. They've put a lot of time and effort, and it's not only them doing their jobs, it's them doing their jobs and teaching all of these students how to do them as well.
It demystifies a lot of things for me, because I think we all think that Hollywood is totally different, or you know, we have these perceptions of how industry professionals work. And now we're really working with them. They're showing us the ropes. So now instead of like building it up in our brains, like, gosh, I couldn't handle a Hollywood set, like it's slowly like a stepping stone. It's getting us to the point where we're more comfortable on a professional set.
Just so you guys know protocol, once they're ready, I'll send Lance over to just approve what they're wearing.
I just see all the time light bulbs going off as people get ideas on how to work that maybe they wouldn't have had in the normal course of film school. There's just nothing like being out on set, being out on location to learn not only the technical tips and tricks, but also to learn set etiquette.
I've worked on student films before, but I've never had the opportunity for students to be included with the entire project from start to finish and have the opportunity to teach them pretty much what I wish someone had taught me getting into the field. It's kind of cool and unique.
What we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna put in the 50 to 150. Okay. And we're gonna combine 3 shots, okay? Close up at the car, her, tilt up the Rose, a little face off. Then Rose is gonna come up and they're gonna meet. I have nothing but positive things to say about the DMA program. Everyone has a synergy to keep learning and doing better and making something out of themselves. And the quality of the work is incredible. So that's pretty awesome.
One thing you should never do as an actress is look right into the lens, because it makes
Rebel.
Unless, of course, you are Don Rickles. Wait, not Don Rickles. Don Knotts. Don Knotts. No, wait. Wait, no. Who is the